Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to day 4 of Bible. So, your learning target today is I can know and understand that God will always be there to take care of us and protect us. So, it's story time today. So, I am going to read a story called Fence of Protection. And so, I want you guys to listen while I read, okay? Oh, Steve, can't we take Elm Street to the park? Pleaded Rachel as she walked along with her brother. He shook his head. That would make it too much farther, he answered, and it's far enough already. Rounding the corner, they could see the park about 3 blocks away. Oh, I hope that big dog doesn't come out to chase us this time, Rachel said nervously as they approached a fenced yard. Did you forget all the stuff we talked about yesterday? Steve asked bravely. We don't have to be afraid because Jesus is with us, remember? Suddenly, a large, mean-looking dog began to growl. He was near the back of the yard, but turned toward the children as they walked by. Then, showing his teeth, he started in their direction. Run, Rachel screamed, and they both dashed down the street. The dog must have thought Rachel was talking to him because he ran toward them so hard that he slammed right into the chain link fence that surrounded the yard. He stood there, fur raised, barking angrily. When they were several houses away, Steve and Rachel slowed down and turned to look at the dog. He sat watching them and growling. Later, they told Mom about it. Steve forgot all about how God was protecting him. You should have seen him run, Rachel teased her brother. We didn't really have to be afraid, though. That fence kept the dog away from us. That fence might be a good way to remember Jesus' protection, Mom suggested. The difference is that you can see the fence. Sometimes you can't see how Jesus is protecting you, but he is. All I saw was the big dog, Steve laughed. I didn't even notice the fence. Mom nodded. Jesus has a fence of protection around us all the time, but often the things that frighten us keep us from remembering that. After this, every time you're afraid, think of the fence. Let it remind you that Jesus has promised to take care of you. Nothing can happen to you that he does not control and use to cause what is best for you. Okay, so let's talk about this story. So, the character story, Fence of Protection, teaches one important aspect of faith. We need to have faith in the fact that God will always be there to take care of us and protect us. Nothing can happen to us without God knowing it and allowing it for some good in our lives. If we have faith in God, we will not be afraid because he will protect us. So I want to relate this to Noah's situation in the ark in the midst of the flood. He had never seen rain before. He did not know what would happen next. But Noah had faith in God and trusted God to bring him to safety. He did not worry because God protected Noah and led him to safety. Because the rainbow is a sign of this promise from God. God will never flood the whole earth again. And when we see a rainbow, we can also remember that God will care for us and protect us just as he cared for Noah. Okay, so how about you? If you're a Christian, do you know that Jesus has a fence of protection around you? So during your whole day and night, God is always protecting us. He has a fence of protection around you and around me, around your family and friends. So it is the promise that he will be with you wherever you are. So fear stops, being alone, a hard math test, giving an oral book report, or a raging thunderstorm cannot tear that fence of protection. So I want you to claim the promise that Jesus will keep you in his care.